You can put a little rock or a bounce in the motion to relieve some tension or pressure from your lower back and hips. Release your hands from your elbows and begin to come up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Turning sideways on your mat, you're going to want to take a nice, deep, wide stance. Your feet are straight, so your ankles and your toes are straight on. And again, breathe in for a tall back. And exhale, coming forward. You can let your arms slide down your legs, or you can place them on the ground below you. Allowing yourself to sink into that wide angle forward fold. Coming up out of your forward fold, you can place your hands on your hips and come up with a straight back all the way up. From there, let's turn our left toes out to the side and then sink our knees so that it's over top of our ankle. Our back leg is straight. Our body is wide open to the side in our Warrior Two stance. Then take your gaze over your front fingertips. From here, we're going to twist our torso and put our hands down on the mat and come up onto our toes at the back. This is your high lunge, and then you're going to allow your knee to come down. Relax the foot for a low lunge, sinking into your hips. You can find your balance by lifting your hands up off the mat. You can take this a few different ways. You can explore a back bend by bringing your hands up overhead and then bringing your heart up toward the sky. Or you can bring your hands behind your back and clasp them together, bring the shoulder blades together, and lift the hands to open the chest up. Releasing your hands back to the mat. We're going to transition to the other side, so curl your toes under, lift your knee up off the mat, allow your foot to come down on a 90-degree angle so it's parallel to the back of your mat. You can use your arms to bring yourself up into your Warrior Two stance. Straighten the knee, turn the left toes in, turn the right toes out, and sink your knee over top of your ankle. Again, back leg is straight, body's open to the side. Gaze goes out over those front fingertips. Allow yourself to twist at the torso, bring your hands down to the mat, coming up onto your toes at the back. You're in your high lunge. Lowering your knee down and relaxing your foot into the low lunge. Finding your balance, bringing your hands up off the mat. Exploring a back bend by bringing your arms up overhead. Lift your heart up toward the sky. Taking your hands behind your back, clasp them together, and bring your shoulder blades together and your chest forward, lifting your arms up, opening your chest. Releasing your hands back to the mat. Transitioning to the other side, we're going to curl our toes under at the back. Lift your knee up off the mat. Turn your foot down on the 90-degree angle. Windmill your arms up and open into your Warrior Two stance. Straightening the leg, turn your toes into the side. You're back in your 5-pointed star. From here, we can heel toe together, lowering your arms until you're standing in the middle of your mat. We're going to prepare for chair, which we've done once. We're going to add in some twists. So for chair, you want to make sure that first you start with a strong Tadasana. Tadasana in Sanskrit means mountain. So for your mountain pose, you want to pick up your toes and spread them out. and plant them down. Lift your kneecaps with your thighs. Bring your navel into your spine. Take your shoulder blades and roll them down your back. This is your Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, sink your hips back into the chair that's too far away. Chest is up nice and high. Biceps are by the ears. Palms are facing one another. Bring your hands to heart center. This is where we'll add in the twist, taking our left elbow to our right knee. We're going to twist to the side and open our arms up really wide, stretch the chest open to the side. Bring the hands back to heart center, come back to neutral, and we'll switch to the other side. Opening the arms up wide. Coming back to heart center, back to neutral, and up and out. There's quite a bit of tension you should have built up in your thighs. Remember, you can always make small fists and just give a little tap into your thighs, into your hips and your glutes. Release any of that tension. If you have any circulation issues, you might want to give a little pat to your feet too. That's a good way to get the blood coming up to the surface. We're going to take things down onto the mat now. So I'm going to take a seat and I'm going to make sure that I have enough room to stretch my legs out in front of me and make sure that my sits bones are engaged with the mat so that my pelvis is tilted forward. Using the same tips, you want to always inhale for a tall spine before you fold forward. Let's start by bringing our left foot in toward our right thigh, making sure that the right toes are pointed up toward the sky. Breathe in for a tall spine. As you exhale, lead forward with your heart, going as far as you can comfortably with a straight back. When you hit that point that you can't go any further with a straight back, then you can allow your head and shoulders to roll forward. Remembering to not work beyond your place of comfort. You find your edge and then ease away from it slightly so that your body can relax and open up into the flexibility of the pose. In these moments, focus on your breathing and checking in with your intention. If after a few breaths you feel like you may be able to open up a little further, breathe into a tall spine and exhale, seeing if there's any room for you to fold a little further forward. And then come up slowly, guiding one leg forward, bring the other leg in. Make sure the sits bones are engaged, pelvis is tilted forward, left toes are now flexed and pointing up toward the sky. Breathe in for a tall back. Exhale, leading forward with the heart. Finding your edge and then easing away from it. Letting your head and shoulders roll forward when you can't go any further with a straight spine. Checking in with your intention. Breathing into a tall spine. As you exhale, see if there's any room for you to go a little deeper. Coming up slowly. Guiding your leg forward. I'm going to shift sideways. You don't need to. I just want to show that you're going to bring the bottoms of your feet together. And your feet can be as far away from you or as close in as you feel comfortable with. But again, checking in with your sits bones, making sure that they're engaged with the mat. Your hands can stay on your feet or they can stay in front of you because we're going to use the same forward fold. Inhale. As you exhale, lead forward with your heart. Allow yourself to focus on your breath. Coming back up slowly. Shifting your feet so that you're in a comfortable seated position. I like to bring my ankles in alignment and let my knees go out to the sides. Check that my sits bones are engaged for a nice tall spine. I wanted to share with you a breathing exercise that can really balance your entire body, your central nervous system. It's something that is recommended as part of your regular practice. And then there's a tip to either boosting your energy level or helping you to calm down if you're using it before going to bed at night. So we'll start off with the basics. It's called Narishodhana, and it is an alternate nostril breathing. So if you bring up your hand, whatever hand you feel comfortable with, I use my right hand. With my hand up, I use my peace fingers, and I drop those down into my palm. From there, some people like to hook their pinky finger over top of their ring finger. That's up to you, personal preference. I'm going to be using my thumb to block my right nostril and my ring finger to block my left nostril, and I'm going to be alternating back and forth. So, blocking my right nostril with my thumb, I breathe in through the left. Block the left nostril, let it out through the right. Breathe back in through the right. Block the nostril, let it out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Block it, let it out through the right. Follow your own rhythm, breathing in through the right. Letting it out through the left. Breathing back in through the left. Letting it out through the right. After you're finished, you can release the practice, notice any physical sensations in the body. I mentioned that if you want to use this to finish your day and get calm and relaxed, you would block the right nostril, breathing in and only through the left for the last few breaths. Alternately, if you were doing it in the morning and you needed a boost of energy, you would keep the left nostril blocked at the end, breathing in and out only through the right, and then releasing the practice. I hope you've enjoyed Namaste Thunder Bay. It's always a great pleasure sharing yoga with you. Have a great day. Namaste.